really good, and PyroGen just... They were all a little bit less good. Let's put it that way. Now on Snakewater, though, again, in pre-game, we said this map, it hasn't been played for a long time. In the 6th Cup, I'm not sure if it was an ETF2L 6th Cup in a map pool. I'm not sure. I think it was, but no one actually played it in the higher rounds, that is.
It was excluded because it's slightly unpopular.
Okay. But I think we saw it in the playoffs where your team was playing Crackland in the Season 13 playoffs. Now we're seeing it back here. I'm a big fan of Snakewater. I'm just going to come out and say it. I think it's one of my favorite maps in the entire map pool. And I'm really interested to see how these teams are going to play it. PyroGen is new to the Premiership, and Quarantine is a team which is basically just 6 people. Well, I'd say 6 people. A lot of these players were already together last season, but it's 6 individually great people who slowly worked their way up and who stayed in Prem actually last season. So very well done to them, but up against the newbies from PyroGen, technically. How is this one going to fare, though? Because this is a map where snipers can come into play. Who has the better sniper in this scenario?
I'd probably go with Zappis, yeah.
Well, we'll see, as right now the game has actually gone live. It's probably the quickest live we've seen in a long time in Team Fortress 2 history, as we have VanillaTV going live with this game. Quarantine in the blue, ladies and gentlemen, and PyroGen in the red for ETF2L Season 14, week number 2 here on CP Snakewater. First map was CP Battlelands. You can see the score on the top right. Make sure you don't forget about that, because Quarantine won that first round. Now the middle starting, and this is a crazy middle, as all Snakewater middles will be, with Admirable and Pledge here on the cause. Admirable, what are you seeing so far?
Seeing Koeitje and zappis just dominate. The initial Demoman exchange, Fuo was quite more aggressive on the point there, forcing back Exon, and Exon seemed to be happy to just drop back and wait for his medic, but the soldiers of PyroGen went in basically alone, got destroyed, and the Demoman wasn't there to help them. It just seemed like a pretty poorly executed middle. I'm not sure exactly what their strategy was, but the scouts of Quarantine doing a lot of damage, so maybe we could see an MVP award for Koeitje to go along with Zappis at the end of this 30 minutes or 5 rounds, whichever comes first.
Knocking on the red door at the moment, though, coming in from this left-hand side. A lot of damage gets put down on the heavy. Neither team has used their Uber yet. This is patience, patience, patience. And Exon goes down and Koeitje goes down. That's 2 players who have done very, very well last map, both going down. But obviously losing a Demoman is a big thing. If Fuo can pretty much get ahead out of this, if the stickies from Fuo can do damage, it will be perfect. But Quarantine being forced to run out, look at their health, barely getting out of the nick of time before they're all getting wiped, and it looks like Quarantine going to play it safe, build up that Uber advantage, probably forced, like they're going to force on really building this as fast as they possibly can, maybe getting a slight advantage out of this, but it looks like Bulle and the rest of PyroGen doing a perfectly fine job of keeping up.
We can read in the game here, the fact that Almaa's staying heavy means that PyroGen are just going to sit back and defend. They're going to wait for Quarantine to push and hope that they fail and lose too many players and then re-push off that. But right now, both teams almost have Uber. Kritzonite slightly before Bulle, but I'm not sure if that's going to make a difference. As, yeah, they just buff up and wait for the full health before they decide to push in here. They're trying to figure out how they want to approach this. They've seen the heavy weapons guy, and it looks like they want to try and just walk in for free on the left side because the defense of PyroGen is totally stacked. Zappis goes down, so that's going to really encourage Kritzonite.
He's going to snipe.
Hold.
He's going to snipe. I'm quite sure he suicided in there on purpose, and I'm quite sure Zappis is going to pick up that sniper rifle. Let's see if that's going to happen. It is going to happen, and Quarantine is going to play the pick game. I think that's what we got used to calling it last season. On Snakewater, it's very difficult to push last. It's a very, very difficult point to push as effectively as on any other map. And we can see Zappis is going to play that sort of high risk, high reward. You cannot really do a lot in team fights, but if you get that one pick to make sure you can turn it into a 6 versus 5, that's where you get your advantage from. And Zappis is going to be the key player to watch right here. He sees a Demoman, he cannot see the medic. We can see Bulle in a perfect position. He cannot, like, he sees the medi beam, but he cannot get a shot on the medic. You can see he can maybe hit his arm, but it's not going to kill him because they're not going to have, he's not going to have the time to actually charge that up on the side. I'm going to have to wait and see. Again, I'm staying on Zappis' view. If he gets the pick, it's going to be massive, but he needs to get that pick. Until that happens, Quarantine is not pushing, and PyroGen is going to have to stay all the way back, playing super, super safe here.
Well, Scout just runs in behind. T-Mac hasn't seen him. Koeitje jumps over the rock, gets a lot of damage there. They have traded, but T-Mac was really being focused. He was up on the little roof there. Nice play from Quarantine to try and deny him so that they could bring their sniper in. But now we see PyroGen are committing 2 players to that right side where they don't have the hands. This is pretty dangerous. Exon does get a frag onto the sniper Zappis, but could have equally gone down himself, escapes with 66 HP, and right now it's up to PyroGen maybe to make something happen, because Quarantine seem to have no intention of pushing without a real advantage.
I don't think PyroGen is having the intentions of actually pushing into them either. We've seen this on Snakewater a couple of times. It's probably one of the reasons why the map is disliked by a big portion of the community. Zappis, 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 where are you? I'm gonna look. I'm really clicking through as fast as I can. Where is he? Okay, there he is. He's gonna make his way through main at the moment. Look at that, invisible, walking through. Did he got hit? Yeah, there we go. He got hit by like one tick of the minigun. I'm quite sure.
Full onto T-Mag though, so that's already equalised the player counts here. I mean, there's different things you can do in this situation, but right now Quarantine are just going to try and muscle their way in. They've managed to get in with decent health, and without popping that Uber, they do pop off. But now they have to worry about getting their medic out, because still Bulle has that Uber, he pops off, but he doesn't save Salt, he's lost a player already. So this is a good trade for Quarantine. Both Ubers have been popped off and they have a man advantage. I think they're going to buff up and push off this. As Soldier is slightly overextended. T-Mac is on life support right now from Bulle. He is going to have to back off. If Quarantine have any sense, they will just push immediately, but they're just letting them heal up. Why don't they follow up this damage?
Yeah, I think they could have gone in either at that door entrance or straight afterwards. They had the chance to just go, to just make it work. They decided not to. Zap is going back to scout, so I'm curious what Quarantine's plan is. If I'm going to have to take a guess, Lineman and Zappis are suiciding both of them. If I'm going to have to take a guess, just make sure that you can try and get that pick done. But muscling 6 vs 6 Koeitje has gone down. That is pretty much always on purpose, guys. That is almost always on purpose, because pushing 6 vs 5 is a hard thing to do with a disadvantage, and we're going to have to see what is Koeitje going to pick up. What is going to be the strategy here? It is sniper rifle. Zap is going to make it happen. And what about the Dutch player from Quarantine? Is he going to make it happen though? Going to switch to his point of view, and again PyroGen just holding firmly onto this last area, and Bulle, he must have realised Koeitje's gone down. He's already sitting in his sort of safe spot on the left hand side of the defense, and T-Mac goes down. This might actually trigger a push.
Oh, Koeitje misses the body shot. He was going for that shot just between the gap here. You can kill a medic in the knee, but Bulle dances across the screen. Ubers have been traded off though, and 2 frags come in instantly. Lime onto D-Gun, and T-Mag went down somewhere too, so this is good for Quarantine as long as they can just sort of drop back and re-push, but they've lost 2 themselves. Full goes down, Lemon goes down. Koeitje does get a headshot onto that heavy. He has been taken out of the equation, but Koeitje's just about to get bombed down unless he can get a miracle headshot. No! And that is 4 down for Quarantine. PyroGen must push now, they must.
Now you have to be careful though of overextension. I don't think PyroGen is a team that does that all that much, but they do have to be careful. Fuo has spawned. There's 2 soldiers in the fray. There's a scout in the fray. PyroGen needs to muscle through it. Looks like they're doing that. They're losing their medic, but they're killing every single one of the blue team so far. 2 players weak, and Koeitje's full health. Are they going to be able to completely man this up? It looks like the red team is doing perfectly fine here, capturing the 2nd point. They're not going to really be able to make their way to middle, I guess, because they only have 1 scout alive, and Almaa right now is fighting against either Koeitje or Zappis. Zappis is going to go down. Koeitje only 15 HP, waiting for the map pick. He's going to pick this up right now. He's with 78 HP. I think he's going to be fine holding this middle, especially with the respawns now coming in. Kritzonite's going to build that Uber. And Bulle, look at how long it takes for Bulle, and that's going to be the crit screen for Kritzonite. It took Bulle a long time to connect with the soldiers, and this crits advantage is coming out, and Bulle has gone crits. So going crit creek for PyroGen is perfect, but not getting your medic from spawn, that is a mistake, Admirable. A very crucial mistake.
This can be confusing, because right now they're in the mindset that we've got an advantage, we've got crits, we're going to push off this, but really they need to expect that there's a chance that Kritzonite might have gone crits too. The crits does come in full. Sticky is true. He finds Bulle. That's a very important frag, and right now they just need to shore up their defenses and protect their own medic. Full gets another one onto Exon, his opposite number on the stickies, and the scouts are cleaning up on the flanks too. PyroGen just did not see that one coming. They thought they were holding an ace, but man, they just got rolled there.
I think I really want to say that PyroGen probably messed it up by not picking up Bulle at spawn. And Quite possibly, because Bulle got taken down by that first sticky. I think they weren't expecting the crit streak coming out, but Kritzonite already did this twice on Badlands. If their memory would have served them right, they could have predicted it, or at least thought of it. It looks like they didn't do that whatsoever, and PyroGen got purely caught off guard. Their pants were down, and they just shot the sticky straight in there. Now, on the second middle, though, that was a long first round. How's the second middle going to go, James?
Fu doing a lot of damage onto Exon at the start, just keeping him back. But the double bomb in there, T-Mac and Salt doing massive work, catch Kritzonite off guard, zappis Fu all down, and this is going to be a PyroGen middle. They haven't managed to keep their medic alive for now. Bulle does survive, that's a wipe. Yeah, real nice aggression there from PyroGen, and I feel that is what they should have been doing from the get-go on this map at least.
10 minutes has that first round taken us, and now, if you imagine 10 more minutes being taken in this round, I'm quite sure it's not going to take that long, because there's a massive Uber advantage for the French, but we'll have to wait and see how this goes. As I said earlier, Snakewater is a map where you can defend reasonably easily, even without an Uber. It's pretty easy to do, easier than other maps. We're going to have to wait and see though. PyroGen going from this right-hand side, playing it safe against snipers, very well played. Now going in from this right-hand side, not going to Uber scouts in, going to Uber heavy classes in. Is anyone going to drop? Bulle gets knocked back slightly, Sentry gun goes down, but it looks like the Uber from PyroGen so far perfect. Fuo goes down, that's the splash damage out of the way. Now they're going to have to take care of scouts, going to have to take care of heavies, and it looks like Quarantine is going to hold this no problem whatsoever, and D-Gun actually missing a jump to get into a sneaky spot as well. So that's a... PyroGen messed that up, as very simply as I can say it.
Yeah, they didn't really scout ahead before they pushed there. They probably heard the Sentry or the Heavy or one of the two, but they decided to push in on that right side, spent most of their Uber dealing with the Sentry, and then realised they hadn't done any damage, jumped over into a fully buffed Quarantine side and just got torn to pieces. They probably could have gotten out, but they don't seem to be able to make these decisions so far in the game. If they Uber, they just feel they have to commit to it and they're going to go for it and see what happens. But Quarantine are just punishing them in these situations. And Quarantine now with that full Uber charge, they're going to walk in for free on the top side of middle. This is really nice. They do beat out that soldier bomb in. Kritzonite well positioned to escape, and that's an easy pick. T-Mac is down. And PyroGen are now faced with another tough decision. Do they commit more players to try and force out this Uber, or do they just back off? And back it off is definitely the right decision here.
Yeah. We've seen them do this multiple times against Broder, where they actually go for it. This is the right decision. Going back, wait for that spawn. You can see, like, the Ubers are going to get exchanged, and at the end of it, T-Mac is going to hit that team fight. So it's going to be okay. Exon gets dropped, though, by Bulle. That's a massive mistake from the French, as right now the blue team from Quarantine is going to be able to manage to make their way through. D-Gun goes down. It's a 6 versus 4 right now, and 6 versus 4 in... For those of you that don't know, 6 is oftentimes more, and that usually means that teams get wiped, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. 4-1 exchange, or 6 versus 1 exchange, sorry, as we can see the entire red team getting completely wiped off that miss Uber on Exon.
Yeah, even though he dropped Exon, that has led to another round for Quarantine. I mean, dropping the Demo Man was real bad, but it wasn't the end for them. If they'd reacted immediately and just taken up a strong position, like this point, TP2 is really easy to spam down. You have to come through all those rockets to get in. They could have bought a lot of time, but they just walked forward, spammed a few rockets, and then were like, oh wait, we can't do this, we need to defend, and already Quarantine were on top of them, like, not good enough, not good enough.
Not good enough. There you go. As the third real is going to happen here. 1-1 is the scoreline at the moment. Oh, actually, I lied. It's 2-0 at the moment for Quarantine, as we're going to have to wait and see how this middle goes. Looks like PyroGen, for the second middle in a row, showing their aggression and showing their shotguns and their rockets and everything towards Quarantine. And it's still okay though for PyroGen. If you look at the people who are alive, everyone from Quarantine was down, but they got a quick spawn on Fuo. If one of the scouts can rush through, it looks like they're going to cap with both scouts and put Salt forward. It's okay. Why is Koeitje spawning engineer? I'm a little confused.
I think maybe he's expecting to lose too. He built the Sentinel last time, which was worked out well for them, but it looks like they want to fight for it. They're in 2 mines. But already they're getting a little bit of time at the point. We see Scout, who is it? It's Almaa teasing them a little bit now. He's going to back out, and they've realised that no one else from PyroGen is there, so yeah.
Now there's an advantage on the crit streak. The only thing I really simply want to say, now there's a big advantage. This is the right time. They picked him up at spawn. I saw Salt going all the way back to spawn, picked him up, started building immediately, and now there's a window. All eyes on Exon. He's going to have to make it happen.
Ironically, it may have been better if Koeitje had just built that Sentry on last. They're going to lead in with a soldier here to distract. In comes the crits from the Demo Man, but nobody deals with Lime, who's just on top of the pipe there. Drops down, gets 2 rockets on the Medicaid. So much time for that kill, nobody dealt with them. And now it looks like Quarantine might be able to hold on here as Kritzonite pops off that life-saving Uber charge. It's 3 on 3, but that's 3 combat classes. If Exon can get a med pack, they might try and make a play here. They've got them outnumbered in terms of potential damage.
Here's
but
he
jumps in alone. That's a hero play. Where's the timing, man? Where's the calls here for PyroGen? Like, Almaa is in position to go, but T-Mac's already in too early, man. The French people not know how to count. Un, dos, tres. Wait, that's Spanish.
That's Spanish. What are you talking about? Wrong language here. We do not have what is it? I think it was Hypers playing a couple of seasons ago into that top in that top division. But right now we're dealing with French players and with a mix of Europeans in this game. Is Quarantine going to push on here? Gonna grab that middle point pretty much for free. Are we still seeing crits? That Uber is going really, really quick. No, he is a regular Uber actually. So PyroGen definitely doing a good job of just building this stuff once again, making sure they can hold on to the second point properly. I'm quite sure Quarantine thinks they have an advantage here, but Bulle's just going to pop that Uber. Very curious to see how PyroGen is going to be able to hold on to this. We see T-Mac and Almaa actually going down. zappis has gone down. Let's see, is PyroGen going to be able to defend their medic? No, they are not. As Lemon, also known as Kalho, coming in from the side, gets the original rockets onto Bulle and Sal pretty much immediately. See Kritzonite and his demo Fuo pushing in from this left-hand side. Let's see how this is going to go. Are they going for last? No, they're not going to go for last. It looks like they're playing a little bit defensive here. Not going to risk their Uber advantage. They have a 50% Uber advantage. And once again, against that 0% from Bulle, who only just spawned. That's a massive advantage. But again, I cannot stress this enough. It's again the last point. It's easy to defend.
I like this decision from Lemon. He's going to rock that heavy weapons guy. He's just basically predicting that PyroGen are going to be turtling up here because they have that big Uber disadvantage, and they're going to Uber in here with the scouts, and then they're going to be able to fall back for a second attack with the heavy. And scout gets dropped though. zappis just out of range of Kritzonite, and now the repush. It's not even a repush. It's just a follow up straight after the scouts have cleared the space. They've got 2 frags off this. Both soldiers down from PyroGen. They're getting a lot of players on the point, but they haven't dealt with that demo man. Exon is just going to clean up.
Oh my god! Exon and Almaa are gods. Heaven to us from the country of France. That's pretty much as simple as I can say that. How did they hold that? I think if that would have been a 3-0, I think Quarantine would have, I don't know, grabbed out a cigarette and just kind of moved their way over to the win. But right now, I think PyroGen actually still has a shot. They played that perfectly. Absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, it was just the per target selection, I think, there from Quarantine. Really needed to kill that demo man. Those stickies are all important in defending points, but now PyroGen again. I just read this in the chat. Someone's basically said that PyroGen keep making nice plays, but then they throw it away once they have an advantage. And right there, they had managed to hold on by the skin of their teeth, and then they just go nuts. And yeah, go ahead, Quarantine. Please take this round out of our hands.
Let's see how this is going to go, though. I did get a call that zappis actually got a headshot on Bulle. I did not see that. I apologize. I did not see that. I was focusing on other stuff. We're going to have to wait and see. How's Quarantine going to push it this time around? Looks like they're going to pick a sniper instead of a heavy. Usually, last time they picked Lemon off is heavy, and zappis a scout. Right now, they're going to run that sniper rifle. Let's see how this is going to go. Koeitje has gone down. zappis has gone down. So that's 2 very quick frags, even though they do not have an Uber. I think PyroGen is going to be able to hold this perfectly fine.
Yeah, Quarantine with a pretty ineffective Uber there from the bottom. They led with their heavies, but I think already they'd lost players on the flank, so it was failed from that part. The combo, the heavy classes didn't do any damage, and the back cap was already on because that flank had been busted open. And PyroGen getting some real momentum here. Both scouts already back capping on middle again as Exon comes in to help them from the kitchen. They pick up Fuo, who just seems to be all at sea there. No clue where his team or what he should be doing. He's gone down, and no demo man here. This could be 3 points back to back in the space of about 20 seconds.
Oh, what a shot once again. Second time in a row. And zappis actually managing to take down Bulle there. Great pick from
Scouts
him.
are flanking though. The PyroGen scouts are flanking in behind here. They've caught Kritzonite, Exon from the front, scouts from the back. This is going to be an absolute clusterfuck. So many players down right now for Quarantine. Fuo and zappis remain alive, but that was with another sick headshot. He already got that medic. Now he gets the demo man. He could be the difference here, but T-Mac is running in with that escape plan. He picks up Fuo, goes down himself. This is crazy, Plage!
Koeitje and Kritzonite together, holding last. just barely not holding hands, but there's healing happening. So we're going to have to wait and see. Lime is going to spawn Soldier, and Lemon is going to play Heavy. We've seen Lemon pick up that Heavy Weapons guy once more, and with the addition of the Boston Basher right now, actually a Scout ability, where that's great play coming out from Kritzonite and the rest of his team Quarantine. It's the blue team you got to keep in mind. Still 2-0 up. There's only 11 minutes left on the clock. It's not like time is going to start ticking again, but if PyroGen misses this push like twice more, I think they're going to be in a hurry for the next 8 minutes then afterwards.
Yeah, we see the Sentry heavy defense again from Quarantine. That worked well for them last time. They decided to hide the Sentry a little bit on that left side, but Almaa finds the heavy. He's been taken out.
The Kritz is missing.
They're trying to find that medic.
I cannot believe that.
Oh, Uber comes in. Balls of steel from Kritzonite there. Does eventually pop off that Uber. But they haven't actually managed to make it turn into frags. Oh, what?
Bully's dancing on Soldier's heads.
The headshot there onto Kritzonite, and it looks like PyroGen might just scrape this one.
Oh, what a shot coming out from Almaa, holding that left-hand side, getting the pick onto Lime. And let's see, is Fuo going to be able to be the saving grace here for Quarantine? Getting a lot of spam down, but again, we can still see Almaa sitting there, 14 HP. Is he going to be able to get out of there? Yes, he is, as the sort of reflect spam from Fuo is going to be able to block that off, or from Exon, I should say, against Fuo. And again, we have a crit streak advantage, and again, we have a perfect scenario for PyroGen to come and pick this. But now, the crit is not a surprise anymore. Now, it is expected. And how is Quarantine going to deal with that? Build a level 3 sentry, and I think that's a perfect response.
Yeah, that's a very important point there. The element of surprise has been lost. I really thought PyroGen were going to get that one, but Fu just did enough to earn his team some respite with that constant damage from the stickies. There's a sniper here though, watching that angle. He's trying to get that knee shot, going for that big foot shot, but he doesn't realise that Kritzonite is in fact holding on the other side. We can also see a scout shadow there through the wall if anyone wants to peek into the lobby. with thanks to Valve's built-in wall hacks. But that sniper has realised he's not going to get a pick there. He has decided to switch it around, but the crits looks like it's going to get popped off quite optimistically onto Exon here. He does foresight that Uber, and he should have known better than to get stuck in there, but he does go down. And right now, that's enough for Quarantine to want to push out. Will they stick with the engineer? Would be good to have a sentry on last if they want to move out to deal with those back caps, and it looks like they're going to do that.
Oh my god, T-Mac gets a lot. Look at the Quarantine health. It's just T-Mac, and he's getting out as well. All 4 rockets landed on pretty much everyone. Again, T-Mac coming in. Gets the double face plant onto Fuo, and Kritzonite, nothing he can do apart from retreat back to the safe lands of sentry guns. It's like we're on Dust Bowl.
Yeah, clutch play there from T-Mac, just to buy his team enough time to get the spawns in. And he actually got quite a few frags there. Again, we're going to go into this stalemate. I want to see how will PyroGen approach it. They almost had it cracked last time. They've got that crits. They should push on the button, but they're not quick enough here. They're going to go in on the lower side, and Kritzonite will have an overcharge. I'm pretty sure.
Come on, Exon. Here we go. The crits is going to come in. He's going to land it on Koeitje. That means the scout down. Well, that's not really the profit you want to get from that crit streak, because right now we're going to have to wait and see. How is Quarantine going to push out on this? No frags just yet. D-Gun goes down to Zappis. Zappis got 2 kills with that sentry on that push, and they're going to have to figure out a way to deal with that crit. And to be honest, they're going to have to find a way to deal with that sentry gun. To be honest, I think Bulle going back to spawn right now and switching to Uber would be the best move.
Quarantine seemed quite unconvinced that they should be pushing out right now. They went with 3 players there, the combo, demo, medic, soldier, and PyroGen soon realised that it was 3 against 6, so they just pushed in and killed them all. Lime was waiting on last for some reason, even though they had a sentry. Actually, one of the scouts, or the engineer, switched back to scout, but it was already so staggered, it was too late. No Uber in the bank right now for Kritzonite. Kritz has just come in for Bulle, but it looks like everybody's about to get...
No! Are you serious? Is this seriously happening? Come on! I was talking about French gods, and ever since they've been playing like nerds. This is awful.
Wow, that was just a lot of damage came in very quickly there from Quarantine. I think PyroGen thought they had it. They were all standing on the point, wondering, why is this not capping? And then they realised there was a scout shooting them in the back. Man, PyroGen really need to get their act together. 7 minutes left here if they want to get 3 points from this ETF2L Week 2 fixture. It's ETF2L Season 14, powered by Twitch, might I add. If you have just joined us here on Twitch TV, please hit that follow button and show some love for competitive Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, competitive Team Fortress 2 is on the rise. It has been for a long while, and now finally here on Twitch, we have a season sponsored by Twitch, the European Team Fortress 2 League, Season 14, right underway here, as we have PyroGen in the red going up against Quarantine in the blue. Quarantine leading 2-0, but now with a regular Uber knocking on that door, is Kritzonite going to be able to stay alive there? He might not, he might do, but there's a lot of picks already coming out from the team in red.
Yeah, this is looking much better from PyroGen. Kritzonite does get the Uber though! Bulle managed to get Bulle out alive. The spawns are going to be coming in very soon as well. Zappis and Lemon about to be up in 3 seconds. I think they might just hold it as long as someone stays on the point. No! Oh, they had to sacrifice their lives there if they wanted to hold, but they just ran away from the point.
If they would have held that, I would have eaten my hat. That is what we do in Team Fortress 2. We eat hats instead. There's no guns and shit. There's only hats. Either way, 2-1. It's the scoreline at this moment in time. PyroGen now feeling the energy. They're now running through here, going towards this middle area. They need to make it happen. About 6 minutes left on the clock. It's now or never. This is an important game for them against a team of about their skill level. Win and look up. Lose, look down. And right now we're seeing them win this middle.
Salt finds Lime there, and another frag came in for onto full Demoman down. I think Exon did quite a bit of damage to him. Both Demoman eating a lot of stickies initially, but the PyroGen players just dominated at the top with scouts and soldiers, and then proceeded to bomb in on Quarantine. We just didn't seem to have a plan in that middle. But right now it's going to be another one of those classic Uber versus Uber stalemates that we love here in TF2, but it's a man advantage for PyroGen, so they're going to push in. They've Ubered through to avoid that sticky damage. They've got the pop off, and now this is where it becomes very important. What is the plan? Yes, Demoman goes down actually. Didn't get saved by Kritzonite. The Uber is just dropped now for Quarantine, and everyone from PyroGen is waiting there to frag their asses, man. That's going to be 2-2-2.
Dropping Fuel was pretty much crucial there. Kritzonite did not get the connect on with his medi-gun, did not manage to Uber him, and now within a matter of seconds, from 2-0, it's 2-2. Can PyroGen pull it through, or is Kritzonite and the rest of his man from Quarantine in the blue going to be able to pick it up and say, alright, right here, but not further anymore, Admirable? I'm not sure. The middles have been better so far for PyroGen. 3 wins for them, 1 win for the team in blue. How is this middle going to fare? Oh,
it doesn't look good so far. Food focusing his stickies up top right after that previous middle did a lot of damage, and we see so many weak PyroGen players are just going to get mobbed up here. Koeitje and Zappis doing work. Kritzonite did go down though, but I'll happily take that. Medic for a wipe, okay. And right now they're going to push on to CP4 already. They're capping that middle point. They're going to cap 4 for free. But there will be a little opportunity here for Bulle to maybe switch it up to crits or something, because he knows Kritzonite's going to spawn forward. He does opt to keep it on Uber, and Kritzonite has actually gone crits, man. Yeah. Bulle isn't as crazy as me. Crits on defense. Ha, what am I thinking?
With 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, Admirable, you gotta say that's risky. And to be fair, like the way it has gone with crit streak for PyroGen, Deacon is going spy. Okay, so we see Almaa going heavy. There's a crit streak coming out from the other team, and I think spy versus crit streak is pretty much a hard counter. That's always the sort of guess that I'm making. Where are you sitting at the moment, Deacon? Look at that, Deacon sneak! Oh my God, he sneaks his way through. How is this crit going to fare though? 94 on Bulle, 96 on Bulle. Is he going to be able to stay alive? It looks like 2 picks for 1. Kritzonite goes down, Fuo goes down, regular Uber gets popped off right now.
There's a scout on the flank, scout on the flank. He's just hiding behind that. He's been spotted, That's Koeitje just hiding behind that corrugated iron fence. He does get spotted and runs back though. I thought he was just going to run onto the point. That would have been hilarious.
Great shot coming out from Exon now on this second point, and PyroGen is going to pick this up. Now, how much time do we have left? We have about 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock at this moment in time. There's still plenty of enough time to actually either get the win for Quarantine, or the win for PyroGen, or get a 3-3 tie. We have a lot of crazy scenarios still, and we still have the time for pretty much everything. Exon going down is a big dent in the pushing power of PyroGen.
Yeah, and PyroGen trying to find an opening here onto middle. They've lost their demo man already though, and that pretty much the signal to get out. They're going to drop back. D-Gun's gone down, didn't make his way to the exit in time. T-Mac tries to follow up with more bad play, gets picked off too, and they will be able to Uber here to block this for sure, and the spawns will come in time. But if Quarantine position themselves well afterwards, they've managed to milk the Uber by quite a few seconds. Bulle's run forward to save his players, but he's going to be totally stranded here. He's certainly going down. They're getting wiped out, exterminated here on CP4.
Kritzonite goes down. Look at how low actually there was a roller probably actually taking on Kritzonite, but there's 5 people alive for quarantine, but they're all weak. Every single one of them are weak, but 5 weak players are still going to be better than 2 full health players. Or are they not? Yes, they are. So we have a 3-2 scoreline for quarantine, and now PyroGen has to make it happen. Right now, right here, right now. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. It is possible. The chances are slim, but it is possible. And I think we're going to see a crazy aggression middle coming out from PyroGen, if I can take a guess.
Yeah, I'm looking for Salt and T-Mac to do some big work. Again, Exon's actually deciding to walk forward here. He goes directly in to his own kitchen and pushing Fu back. Right now, Quarantine are having no presence whatsoever on the point. The soldiers bomb in. Bulle goes down as well, though. Fu, with a sticky trap, I think, managed to pick up the medic there, and Quarantine just backed off into the corner and allowed all those players to bomb in and cleaned up. And we see that on Badlands, we've seen it here on Snakewater now in this last round. Quarantine just read that one beautifully. Man, they're handling this aggression so well.
Quarantine prevails there. They know how to deal with it. I think they've done their homework. I'm not completely sure, but I think they've done their homework. Watch the VOD of us casting against Broder. PyroGen versus Broder earlier this week, where you can just see their middles are so aggressive consistently, and Quarantine and Badlands, they dealt with it properly. Here on Snakewater just now they dealt with it properly. That is a GG, and now only just for the statistics, are we going to see a 4-2 or are we going to see a 3-2? That's the big question. That's the only question, but Quarantine is going to pick up both maps here. A very nice win for the team in blue.
Yeah, only 12 seconds on that clock as they work their way in here. They've managed to focus down a scout on the left, or sniper, sorry. Salt gets picked off as well.
4, 3,
but they're getting players on the point. Time 6. Oh,
time limit. Time limit.
Saves a little bit of face there.
That was a moral victory there, at least the 5 seconds coming out for PyroGen, but they are going to lose this game, and losing to Quarantine is really not something PyroGen was hoping for this season. The newbies coming into the Premiership are going to lose out here to the more experienced team from Quarantine, something we did not expect earlier, but was a possibility, and we can see the total scoreline, 4-2, 3-2? I forgot the balance score. God, I'm an awful caster. I cannot remember. But you guys can see it on the top right of your screen. I should probably tune into the stream. But either way, you can see the scoreline on the top right or the top left. I don't know exactly where it is, but on the scoreboard you can see it. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com/VanillaTV or @VanillaTV. You can tweet at me, @PatrickLedge, tweet at Admirable, Admirable Player. And obviously don't forget to follow us on YouTube or subscribe or whatever the thing is called at youtube.com/VanillaTV.org. That's where you can find us, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for joining. This was the ETF2L, the European Team Fortress 2 League Season 14 Premiership. This was Week 2 on Badlands and Snakewater, between Quarantine coming out on top with a 6-0 scoreline up against PyroGen, who's going to really have to look down here and hope they don't relegate. Thanks so much for joining here at VanillaTV. From all of us here, have a very good night. Enjoy your weekend. Well, after tomorrow's cast, obviously. Tune into that first and then enjoy your weekend. Thanks so much for joining. Have a very good night. See ya.